Hey guys, I'm just making this video real quick. I just been out running, so that's why I don't look so great. But I've had a lot of comments and questions lately about plantar fasciitis, and the web is just full of videos on YouTube and whatnot about what to do about plantar fasciitis. And if you actually have a cure for it, go out, make your millions, let everybody know how it's done, because God knows I wish I would have known when I got it. But plantar fasciitis is when the fascia, kind of the thin muscle on the bottom of the foot, kind of just tears, snaps, pulls, whatever. And a lot of times that comes from a tightness down around the Achilles, comes up through the calves, sometimes up through the hams and the quads, sometimes all the way up to the hip. So just because you have a pain in the bottom of your foot doesn't mean necessarily that that's where the problem comes from. And that's the problem with most injuries, is you don't know where it comes from just by where it hurts. I mean, doctors and chiropractors and acupuncturists, they might all know that stuff, but as average people, we don't usually know. So I wanted to share a few tips. One thing, be proactive. Start stretching now, okay? When you've done your workout, if you did a static stretch in the beginning, you've done your workout, at the end, do some light, easy stretching. Now, bending forward isn't always the end-all be-all of stretching. Sometimes if you have a back issue, which again is where this fasciitis can start, it's gonna maybe push that vertebrae out more, it's going to bulge that muscle more, it's going to do countless amounts of things. So a forward bend isn't always the end all be all. It's not bad either. So we're going to start by bringing our posture up, pulling our crown to the sky. Okay? I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing each stretch with you in each position. I just want you to have something you can work on by yourself. Pull your crown up as if your spine was getting very long. Tuck your butt down as if your tailbone was going down into the ground. Bend your knees softly. This should be your natural state and position. Okay? Again, we could do a whole nother video on that, but I want to get to the fasciitis. Once you've got all of everything, in tune and together and straight, okay? Not pulling, just nice and tall. We can get into what looks like a warrior or the beginning of a warrior one of two ways. Probably the easiest way is to spread your feet about as far apart as you feel you comfortably can. Take all your toes, turn them in one direction, okay? So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to bend my front knee. Now I'm going to start with an easy bend and come back up. Easy bend, come back up, okay? And what I'm doing is I'm gently stretching the rubber band, basically, okay? I'm gently stretching the leg as I go forwards and back. Now, I'm going to bring the camera a little lower because I know that's probably hard to understand. Okay? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure my navel isn't off to the 45. I'm going to turn it forward. The arch of my back foot is in line with my heel, so I'm going to turn that there. I'm going to take my heel and I'm going to turn it out towards the outside of me. That's going to stretch everything from that foot all the way up to that hip. So I make sure that's all in alignment. I'm just going to stay in that position for a while. That's probably going to stretch your psoas, your quads, your hams, your calves, all that stuff. Again, I'm not going to stay in these poses for too long because I don't want you to spend the whole time watching me stand in a position for the video. Okay, now to make it just a little bit more, and only if I feel like I'm ready for it, I'm going to bring up that back hand and I'm going to twist just a little farther. Okay, that's going to get in there just a little more, okay, because again, all of these muscles are running down in there. I turn that heel out, stretching that foot, stretching that leg, okay. Now, if I want to, from there, I can go into a triangle, and I can straighten the front leg, and I can come forward. Again, you want to do your yoga and doing your twists, all the other directions is fine. Obviously, you want to try doing both sides so that you can get that, but all those extra stretches aren't necessarily focused on today's issue, which is the fasciitis, okay? So that's one way to get into the bottom of it. Now, let's talk about this. If I take my foot, and you've probably seen this on a dozen videos somewhere else, I want to put it as close to the flat of anything I can. Get a slant board if you want to pay money, or otherwise just whatever you can get. Stairs, you can do all kinds of stuff. Just, hold on to something so you don't fall down. Gently lean in towards the stretch, feeling that stretch to that calf. Nice and easy. Now, if that's easy, try bending your front knee a little bit with it. See if you can get a little deeper into that ankle and into that bottom of that foot. Okay. Again, back here in the Achilles is sometimes a good tell that I'm going to have a problem. Okay, gently come out. It just gets very sensitive. Now that's not always the issue, but a lot of times that's what's going to happen. Preventative medicine is your best friend. Okay, so you want to get doing these stretches soon. You want to do them now before you even get injured. Qigong, yoga, Tai Chi, all that stuff we teach at Springfield Karate is good preventative medicine. People will sometimes come to me with an injury and go, well, what do I do about this? And I say the same thing. Go to a doctor, go to a physical therapist. Once you're injured, don't ask yoga teachers. Don't ask Qigong teachers. Don't ask people working at fitness centers or gyms or anything like that. Don't follow things on the internet. Go get help, okay? But preventative medicine is really where you want to be. So start those stretches now, a couple times a week, especially if you're doing a lot of running, jogging, swimming, biking, yada, yada, yada. Almost anything that humans do, okay? Something to think about. We have yoga classes, Tai Chi classes, Qigong classes, along with our fitness and all of our martial arts. So feel free to come by and train with us. One thing I will say, it's a little bit of bad news. That fasciitis, once I had it, took me about, 8 months to get rid of. You want to keep that foot stretched. Get a boot. They have those. That'll pull your foot back. So in the morning when you get up, you're not so crippled. It's not going to cure it, but it's gently going to keep it kind of in place so you have a less harder time walking around. Anyway, SpringfieldKarateandFitness.com. Come see us. Hope to see you soon, or just keep training and keep yourself healthy, for God's sake.